Looking at my telephone on the travel to job, a image of a bare man pop music up on the display, and a heat wave of confusion warms my flesh, as if I were the one bare and vulnerable. My iPhone was request me if to take or decrease a naked image of a unknown via landing. He had utilized a filtering, imprisoned his thin flesh, greased the backdrop, and was posing in front line of a glass in and build Penile. How's a lot of force to put in a image designed for a unknown? My answer was instant, decrease. But I couldn't deny the dangerous situation and terror it leftward me in. As a female who is authorized by the increasing feminism force movements, I ever mind I could nub any man or any affront I'd get. I didn't wish to let the go, so I scouted the pipe transportation to discover the man who resembled the bare offender. Of Pecker Road to Oxford Cirque on the Bakerloo link, I inspected every person before I acquired the image. Once again one day we got out of the transportation. I stored on walk over him, uncertain of which to do. Is it him? Is it no? He had the identical length, thin legs, the identical person and thin weapon, but which would I say to him? I stood over him on the elevator and saw how, on his display, he had the photos outdoor and the landing box under it. But while he looked in my eyes, the wrath and the speech to courier the insults in my reason missing. I couldn't say whatever. I couldn't ask him why or accuse him. I was too frightened to do so, and I confident by myself how he understood it of my irate stare. The truth is, no question how powerful I mind I was, he rotated me, in a image, in a poor man, sense offended and in no capacity to stay up to by myself. How feeling lasted the entire date, and the occurrence yet repetition in my reason. I looked in airdropping naked pictures on the pipe and found how it has a behalf, cyberflashing. I as well found how it's a more extensive question cladding lot human beings, as landing lets you email archive to and of neighboring POM devices. POM start up its folder share facility landing in 2011 to allow human beings to stake information cordless among POM devices rapidly. It can be utilized to stake photos, videos, contacts, and some documents, but it just plant among POM means. It plant with a conjunction of Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, both of include to be active for a unit to email or get whatever via landing, and the private hotspot stock option must be switching away. If it's an iPad or iPhone, it will requirement to be fleeing iOS 7, liberated in 2013, or after for landing to job. By the general configure menu bar, POM users can choose to range landing to just take archive of contacts already saved in their unit, or they can choose to include it switching off as a failure. Down there is a such facility for Droid devices named Droid Shaft that plant with NFC, close box communicating. NFC is top named for creature utilized in non-contact payments. Lathe off NFC disables Droid Shaft. Some female include speak on the issue of cyberflashing. Emma Wilson told she informed an occurrence to UK Transportation Police Force, BTP, but months following it happened, on the Hammersmith and Town link, she is yet irate at the man official who she said her it was unfeasible to explore, how down there are lot incidents and not quite data, and offered to her it was fair photos. His consultation was to do certainly she rotated off her landing in all social places in next. The instrument tool archive can be shared immediately and readily among phones out of a quantity creature show. POM by itself advises human beings to guardsman versus unasked messages by lathe landing off or installation it to get archive of contacts just. BTP Detective Story Officer Ashley Cooper told On Ordinary the strength receives on 2 to 3 accountable every monthly of human beings who include been cyberflashed. He repeated the consultation for human beings to overview their confidentiality configure. But Rachel Kriz, company director of End Abuse vs. Female Coalition, told the burden should not be on female. Police force should halt expressive female to do thing and waiting them to changing their behavior since men might intrude their confidentiality, she told. Emma as well feels how the spot is not to rotate off a helpful characteristic but for men to halt send these various of pictures. I'm mad how we dwell in a framework wherever technology is thing female requirement to be cautious in and cautious of, should we seduce men to use it to bother us, she told. By the government is work to get activity in England and Wales to defend human beings of reception undesirable images of man's sexual sphere on their smartphones. A new law offered by the Building of House of Commons Female and Equalities Board has a powerful attention on preventive, so it's not on expressive female to changing their behavior, but on change the behavior of the men who select to be offensive in the path. And it has named for an entire program of job designed at both of boys and men to hinder sex oppression in all its forms. Down there are several petitions on the internet to do cyberflashing a criminality. But several, consisting Ms. Chris, trust manufacturing it a criminality is not the decision, and how down there must be safeguards constructed in the framework so how while companies evolve technique software program, they believe on female and how that could influence them. For currently, BTP says the top way to gear cyberflashing is to paper it, as quickly as probable following the occasion. Cases of cyberflashing go substantially unreported each since victims don't sense the occurrence is severe, quite to paper, or just since they don't aware wherever to rotate, Det Insp Cooper told. He told every crime informed helping to give police force nearer to identification and perpetrator, that may eventually conduct to their detention and pin BTP lyrics 61016 or urge 0800 40 50 40.